Ladies and gentlemen, to the 2012 vice presidential debate between Congressman Paul Ryan and Vice President Joe Biden. I will send it now to our moderator, Nolan McBride, for the latest on this debate.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to tonight's debate. First question will go to Vice President Biden on how he would solve this problem.
Well, thank you. Well, first of all, I'd factor up the greatest common factor to be 5. And that would be 5. Quantity x, because it takes out the 5 in that one, plus 5, takes out 5 in that one, y. That's how I would solve that problem, Mr. Moderator.
Now, Congressman Ryan, how would you do with this equation?
Okay. Well, this is the difference of two squares, and you take square roots. Take the square root of 36 and 25, and
Vice President Biden, please sit down.
Well, you know one has to be positive and one has to be negative. So then you take the square root of 36, which would be 6. You take x, and you take the square root of 25, which is 5. And the same thing goes over here.
With all due respect, Congressman Ryan, that's a bunch of malarkey.
Actually, that's the correct way to factor this equation. Okay, so Vice President Biden, how would you suggest the United States strategy for winning Pac-Man against the Iraqis?
Well, you see, I would go for all the smaller dots first and save the larger dots for later, so then I can get all those and devour those to the goods.
Well, of course, because you have a big mouth.
Okay. So, Vice President Biden, how would you solve the country's current economic problems?
Well, you see, you could factor out this perfect square trinomial. It's going to be n minus 2 squared.
Sir Moderator, I need a fact check on that, please.
Okay.
Go right ahead.
This problem is correct. You can tell because, as a perfect square trinomial, when this is multiplied by this and then doubled, it equals the middle term, in this case 4n. Now, Congressman Ryan, how would you deal with this issue with the current health care plan?
Well, first I would put this in a cage and strap it on my vehicle and go on vacation.
Vice President Biden?
Well, you see, I would, this is actually the factoring pattern for x squared plus bx plus c. So, that would be y plus 4 times y plus 3, because these two need to add up to the middle term and multiply to the last term. So there is your answer.
Turning to another issue, Congressman Ryan, how would you suggest solving this problem?
Well, you just subtract the 7x, and then you're done.
Bunch of malarkey. I have to check and please check that answer. I don't like it.
Okay. That was an incorrect way. To solve this problem, you need to multiply the two numbers on the edge together. This case would be 10. Now you have to come up with two factors of 10 that, when added together, would equal 7. In this case, 5 and 2. So now you rewrite the problem with those two factors in the problem. Now you're going to group these together. Now you want to factor out the highest common number between the terms, in this case, x, and since there's none here, a 1. Now, you can simplify this as 2x plus 5 times x plus 1.
Thank you for correcting this, meeting.
That's outrageous.
Now, Congressman Ryan, how are you going to deal with our country's foreign debt?
Well, I will solve this by grouping. And first you group A plus C. Then you group X minus 3.
Yeah, well, where did Governor Romney group his tax returns, huh?
Well, yeah, well, why did Obama take 14 days to call the Libya attack a terrorist act?
Vice President Biden?
Finally, words don't come spewing out of your mouth.
Okay, now, both of you, how would you deal with withdrawal of our troops from foreign wars?
I don't know. What is this? It's so hard. Oh, it's so hard. What is this?
Okay, give them here. Okay, it's really quite simple. Both of these, this one is a sum of perfect cubes. This one is difference of two perfect cubes. They're both solved very similarly. Now, since this one is a sum of perfect cubes, then you know that there has to be a positive sign here, and therefore a negative sign, and then a positive sign. Where this one being a difference of two cubes, negative sign here, positive sign, positive sign. Now you want to find the cubed root of this number, which would be, or this term, which would be 3x, and cubed root of this would be y squared. Again, here you want to find the cubed roots, but in this case, it would be 5x to the third, and simply y. Then you go on to the next one. Then we're going to find the square of this term. So 9x squared. We want the square of this term here, y to the fourth. And in the middle, we have them multiplied together, 3x y squared. So the same happens here. 25x to the sixth, y squared, 5x to the third, y. So really, you two, it isn't that hard. So, Congressman Ryan, how would you handle Medicare?
Well, I'd like to tax all the younger class, and because they have so much money, just like to put them in debt more, because I like this country.
Now, Mr. Biden?
Medicare.
I don't know.
So you don't know what you're going to be doing about Medicare?
I'll take away your taxes. Nice, keep that.
So how do you plan on handling the upcoming alien invasion?
First, I would take charge, put matters in my own hands. I would fight them with my uprising beard. That's just a poke.
about it. We can handle everything.
Well, you see, I would authorize the use of our secret weapons that no one knows about. They're very high tech, and like I said, no one knows about them. Exactly. That's how I handle this.
How do you plan on handling the end of the world on December 23rd?
How could you handle the end of the world, man?
I'd say every man for himself, yes.
Malarkey. That's downright malarkey.
Well, it looks like there is no hope for politics in the United States. Back to you, Dane.
Thank you, Nolan. And I would just say this is one more year of successful debate. Thank you and good night from New York.
I'm Paul Ryan. I'm a VP, and I do P90X. And
Go ahead.
Parkour. Whoa. Oh, still.
I'm Paul Ryan, and I approve of this message.